Hello and welcome back to Starcraft 1. Small amount of story as Tassadar wipes out the planet on wipes out the Zerg invasion on Antigua that we summoned because we're assholes.
It annihilated them. Once again, the Protoss fleet under the command of the High Templar Tassadar arrived and incinerated the planet.
Indeed.
The Hyperion?
Receiving incoming transmission.
Yes, the Hyperion is the flagship for Arcturus' fleet.
When this card comes into play, destroy target creature.
General Duke will brief you.
I thought Hyperion was a banish effect.
Major battles, so I know its defenses inside
I think it was?
There are
But what was the trigger?
I don't remember.
I know he was removal.
for the Confederate fleet.
Oh, that's right. You have to remove a fairy type monster from your graveyard, and then you exile, you banish target creature. God damn it!
I'm impressed. I never figured you for the frontal assault type.
Well, the Confederates have Omega.
Well,
Delta
the
Squadron
Confederates
for
have
defending the
Omega
planet.
and Delta Squadron troops defending the platform.
Alpha Squadron, boys.
Right.
Alright, this mission is interesting. It's not very, honestly, all that difficult, but it is interesting. You'll notice that we already have a bunch of buildings at our disposal.
What?
They're chewing bubblegum.
Kinda.
All right, then.
The size of my penis may be insufficient for the parameters of this mission.
No, his penis is significantly large enough.
You don't need big balls to have weight in space.
Oh, look at all the add-ons.
Alpha Squadron never would have
What?
left this equipment behind.
What the?
That's
That
what I
blue
call
stuff?
sloppy.
Yes, blue stuff tends to be stuff that you can claim. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put down our command centers on those nuke silos, so we can never ever actually freaking use them. Nukes in StarCraft 1 are absolutely fucking terrible, and by terrible I mean they're mostly fucking useless. 12 Marines will do more damage than a
They're
nuke
unplayable.
if they're properly supported, and a nuke is very easy to cancel out most of the damn time.
Well, of course, it's a nuke. You should never get to the point where you need to launch the nukes, because that's the end of the universe as we know it.
No, the tactical nukes in StarCraft 1 are not that powerful. They deal about... Oh, they deal a significant amount of damage, for sure, but it's only in the area of about, I don't know, 500 feet?
You see, the range on these nukes is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. I
the
mean,
range
Kim
on nukes is
Jong-il, you
infinite,
can't have a
thankfully.
4-foot tall man wearing platform shoes launching these nukes. It's just terrible. Somebody should really do something about Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, we're not going to be using nukes in this mission. Fuck nukes.
No, we're not using nukes. Nukes suck and require way too long to use right, although Mission 10 is gonna bite me for that, I think. Well then, and which mission number are we on?
This is
Mr.
mission
Red?
number 8.
So 2 missions from now, we are going to launch the nukes.
We're not going to launch the nukes, even in that mission. It's just that we're going to have to deal with nukes coming at us.
Oh, I see.
Additional
Well, you see, that's just terrible. You know, the Kim Jong-il is aiming nukes at the United States. Someone should really do something about that, man.
Forces are under attack.
Damn it, I have units! Save them!
Well,
And if anybody's wondering, there's a certain comedian of whom I had just recently become privy, who does a spot-on impersonation of Charles Barkley.
I do not know who Charles Barkley is. I think he's a basketball player.
He was in Space Jam.
So,
How could you?
Dude, Space Jam, as much as
He
we
was-
love Space Jam, and we do love Space Jam, the actors in Space Jam are not the draw of Space Jam.
But the funny cartoon character is fucking Wayne Knight playing fat guy following Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan's not good in that movie.
Michael fucking Jordan.
Is not good in that movie.
But yeah, and then Charles Barkley, he was one of the basketball players that the Monstars had used their magic to drain their basketball powers. He became terrible. full circle.
I do not keep up with basketball, Cloud. I'm sorry.
Neither do I. That's why most of what I have to go on is not even relevant in the current NBA meta.
Right.
So yeah, I just called it meta. That should
Well, it
show
is a
that I have
meta
no idea
because,
what I'm talking about.
Because much like baseball, there's a particular strategy that you want to use in basketball, and that strategy is score more points than your opponent, regardless of how much blood you have to spill for it.
No, it's just protect James Harden at all costs. He scores an average of like 38 points per game by himself.
SCV good to go, sir.
Yeah, but not every team has got a James Harden on it.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, the Celtics have got Kyrie Irving. And he fucking had to explain himself when they lost the last 7 of their 8 games played. Like, what the hell? It's terrible.
So what I just showed off there was Duke's Yamato Cannon. The Yamato Cannon is one of the big reasons why you actually want to build battle cruisers when you finally have the ability to do so. Battle cruisers are the Terrans.
But battle cruisers, why?
You were saying, Cloud?
But what is our objective?
Our objective for this mission is very specifically to eliminate the 3 different Confederate units that are here. I think it's actually only 2. At least Duke said there were only 2. But I think it might be 3. It's Omega and Alpha Squadron.
Okay, so we don't have targets yet. We're waiting. Damn repair drone!
Well, we do have targets. It's just that, you know, we're waiting to actually build up a sizable attack force before we send out anyone to claim victory over those targets. Yeah, nukes are 200 minerals in Vespane apiece, and since they're so very easily countered, I never bother with them.
That is pretty dumb. Like, so do they deal damage in a range, or is it just a single target?
No, they deal damage in a wide area. It's like almost the entirety of one screen. The thing is that they take somewhere between 30 seconds to a minute to actually land after launching, and if your ghost doesn't have enhanced sight range or cloak, he's just gonna die when he casts them, because if he doesn't have cloak, he'll just get focused down by infantry units, and if he doesn't have increased sight, if the nuke lands, he'll die from the nuke.
Right. So, yeah, screw nukes. They can kill your own units.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually okay with nukes killing your own units, because if you're actually bothering to pay attention, your ghost should never die from the nuke, because just before the nuke is about to land, you can move your ghost out of the blast radius. The thing is, I don't have you know, good enough mental acuity to actually, you know, successfully move my my ghosts if I'm attempting to build other forces behind it. And you really need other forces behind it, because nukes don't do enough to buildings to warrant, you know, using them most of the time.
Which is really unusual, because nukes are fucking devastating on structures.
Yeah, they're devastating on structures, but a majority of what you're fighting in the game isn't structures.
They're units, right.
And although a nuke will take down a majority of units, a lot of the endgame units, nukes don't actually do that much to. Specifically, Ultralisks, carriers, and battle cruisers, all of them will survive a nuke. I mean, maybe not a direct nuke, but if they're in like the blast radius at the edges, they will most certainly survive it then. Come on. There.
Meanwhile, in Hell's Academy.
Reporting for duty.
First
All
wave.
right, we did a small jump cut there to show off that we have successfully built our first wave.
Acknowledged HQ.
Give me something to shoot.
Wave 1, go. Now we are the wave senders.
Outstanding.
Oh look, my Goliaths are in my mineral line, despite the fact that I told them to go up the fucking ramp. Fuck pathing.
Your forces
Because they have to go around each other. Yeah, isn't it like So in this game, they actually do have to go. I guess they always have to go around each other because everybody's got a certain space that they need in all surrounding directions. That's why the Marines can stand that close to each other and still function. It's because they have to stand at least that far apart in order to function. And they will move into position before they even start shooting.
Unless you have them on attack. And you'll notice I'm having Duke hang in the back in order to pick off stragglers and other small units. That's really what you should be using Duke for this mission. Because again, if Duke dies, you lose the mission, so...
Right, so keep him in the back row, and then your front row is going to take the hits for him.
Right.
Your forces are under attack.
Now, is Kerrigan in this mission with you, or is it
Kerrigan
just
is
Duke?
not in this mission. Neither is Raynor.
Gotcha. But it's it. But so the theme is you always have at least like one legendary at all times.
Not always. I mean, I'm trying to think. For the Terran campaign, you might actually always have one hero unit, but I'm not entirely sure. I know for the tutorial for the Terran, you don't actually have a Terran unit, a hero unit. But I think that might be the only one for that Terran goes into without a hero unit.
Die, flyer.
Your forces are under attack.
Fuck.
But yeah, this is how this mission goes. You push down the forward base of Delta Squadron. You take it from them, and then then you continue to advance from there.
Nice.
I am not good at this game, so it takes me way longer than it should. But that's the plan.
Well, the whole idea, because we are pushing into mid-game to late-game campaign missions, you should know how to develop it, and because you're using, basically optimal development strategy, you're getting the volume you need to take on what is pretty mediocre opposition, I would say.
It feels mediocre, but that's because I used overwhelming force on them. I mean, 24 2-2 Marines and 12 1-1 Goliaths will pretty much take down anything that isn't 24 battlecruisers.
Outstanding. More shit to kill. Rock and roll. I love Elvis Presley.
Now you don't need to take down these missile turrets that are over here, but you really should take down this starport that's over here.
We're nothing but a hound dog, growling all the time.
And that's a country song that I don't know most of the words to.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Oh, sorry, it's an
Growling
Elvis
all the
song.
time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. No, I listen to that at work, sometimes 3 times a day.
I will admit that Elvis does have some decent tracks, but I am not a big enough fan of Elvis to know what they are.
Well, Hound Dog is a blues song that he covered, not a country song. We got fucking 80s inspired, techno. I should say
actually
rock.
really like the Starcraft,
No, this is
the
definitely
Starcraft
rock.
soundtrack. Both Starcraft 1 and 2. I don't remember anything from 2, but like Zerg 1 and Terran, Zerg 1 and Terran 1 are like really, really memorable tracks from this game. So.
Ah, so you can't find the best songs unless you actually play the campaign.
That's not true. The songs are locked to what race.
Chinese Nick oil salesman. Good.
I have always thought that Duke looked Chinese. I shouldn't think that because he's supposed to look like Southern Bible Belt, as are a majority of the Terran units due to lore reasons. But I've always thought that Duke looked Chinese. He's always sounded like Southern Bible Belt, but He's always looked Chinese to me, and that's just bad.
Oh, believe me, you do not necessarily have to be white Caucasian in order to have a southern accent.
That's true.
Outstanding. Goliath online. Go ahead, TACOM. You were a piece of me, boy.
Now Omega Squadron is just in the upper right-hand corner. All we gotta do from here, is push into their heavily defended base and take them down. Which is why this mission only has 1 minute left in it, because we're about to jump cut through that.
Target designated.
Actually, no, we're not jump cutting through that. That's what the next part is. Us getting
Good.
us getting the rest of our upgrades.
I mean, it's good that.
And killing Omega Squadron.
And I mean that it's good that you show your process. This is the math test. You can't just jump to the answer and then be unable to. You can't just tell your teacher you did it all in your head. Bullshit.
Well, today kids are just doing it all on the calculator because since a majority of them have phones, yes, they're always going to have access to a calculator.
What?
And that's why open book tests will always be a thing in the modern academia.